Transformers issue number 15, and look at this cover. If you know, you know. That is Bruticus standing over Optimus Prime. This is a wild one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So let's get into it. The issue begins with the Decepticons in Tacoma, Washington. They're just flattening a city. And you see Thundercracker is having like some moral issues with this. He's like, this is just wrong. And Starscream begins to explain, look, we lost everything again. We lost the Nemesis, our ship. Cybertron is gone. Too many failures. We've got to flush out the enemy because it seems like the Autobots only care about these innocent, squishy, weak humans. So if we keep destroying cities, they will come out and we can intercept them. Thundercracker looks at a bunch of humans and he's just like, hey, hurry up and get out of here, you know, before I blow up this building. We then see Cliffjumper and he doesn't know where he's at, and he realizes that he is on Cybertron, no longer on Earth, and he's a mess. And then we are introduced for the first time, Blue Streak and Blur. You can see Cliffjumper's happy to see Blue Streak. He's like, oh my gosh, it's good to see you. And then there's Blur, who's like got super speed and he talks really fast, just kind of like the old G1 cartoon. I love it. I think it's great. A great introduction. And they're just like, hey, look, we're being hunted. Cliffjumper, it's good to see you. We got to get out of here. Let's go. And that's it. We then go back to Earth and we see RC and Optimus Prime talking. RC's upset at herself because she was like, I'm letting the anger creep in. And Prime is like, it's a constant battle. And RC's like, listen, I got something I got to do and I'm going to leave you. But you got to trust me because I feel like this is what I need to do. And Prime, being the amazing leader that he is, he's like, do what you got to do. And she is going to go and find Ultra Magnus. Remember, Ultra Magnus, the general, the warrior, showed up for the fight. He saw Shockwave and immediately panicked and freaked out and just left. And no one knows where he is. Prime is like, you got to do what you got to do. Beachcomber shows up and Prime is like, hey, Beachcomber, we could use you in the fight. And he's like, I made an oath to myself. No more violence. And he begins to tell Prime, he's like, maybe if you left, you could save this planet. And Prime's like, no, if I leave, the Decepticons will take all the energy here. I got to take them on head to head. But because of your convictions, you do what you got to do. There's Carly and they're all gone. They head out. They're going to go try to find Ultra Magnus. I don't know if Spike is going with them. You kind of see him behind Beachcomber, but probably is. He's probably in the car with Beachcomber, and they're going to head out. Wheeljack shows up and says, we got some radio chatter from the south, and the humans are under attack. It's the Decepticons, and Optimus is like, all right, let's go. Then they begin to, while they're driving out there, they're like, you know why you're having these lapses, Optimus Prime? Like, you keep like getting in some kind of trance. He's like, I have no idea. Well, they show up in the spot and Prime is shocked. He's like, what have they done? He's like, Autobots, let's go into emergency rescue. They begin to rescue as many humans as possible. Now the humans, they're scared. They just see giant robots. They think they're going to kill them. Prime discovers a bunch of humans. They start shooting at him. He's trying to explain, I'm here to help you. Then one of them blasts him in the back with a tank, you know? And he's just like, what are you doing this for? Like, I'm trying to help you. And then it happens again. Prime seems to be possessed, you know? And he's like, is hurting things all you're able to do? And he grabs the tank and you can see his eyes. He looks a little possessed. And it takes Jazz. They're like, Prime, what are you doing? Like, snap out of it. Wheeljack, snap out of it. And he's like, I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. And he's looking at the hand, but that's not really his hand. That's the hand of Megatron, just to throw that out there. Wheeljack says, listen, we've got word that there's a lot of humans and stuff coming. So he goes, okay, fine, we'll leave. And you could see in the distance, you got Soundwave saying so predictable, watching them. Scrapper's like, hey, they're getting away. He goes, no, it's okay. Let them go. We're going to figure out where they're going. And then he talks to Laserbeak. Laserbeak is like tapping on Ravage. This whole Ravage Soundwave storyline has been incredible. It's because of Ravage. He tried to kill off Starscream, almost fought Shockwave. And he looks at Laserbeak and he goes, look, I know our family is incomplete, but I have a mission for you. And he says, you cannot return until your task is complete. And he sends Laserbeak off. Off they go. We go back to Cybertron with the Autobots. And they see a Decepticon just kind of standing there. That kind of, to me, it looks like Dirge, but who knows. Walks up behind him and just guts him like a fish, you know? And Cliffjumper is like, what the heck, Blue Streak? That's not who we are. We are not like them. We don't do this kind of stuff. And he's like, you've changed. He's like, I can't do this. And he goes, let me guess. Yeah, Optimus Prime, right? He's the one that taught you to be so peaceful and everything in these times. And then out of nowhere, Alita 1 shows up and says, hello, Cliffjumper. So apparently, Alita 1, she's got all the Autobots that are just like bloodthirsty, that are going to fight to the end. I mean, they've seen some stuff. You know, they've been through war, so they're not acting like normal Autobots, while the Autobots that are with Prime are a little more passive, and they only fight when they have to. It seems like these Autobots with Alita 1, like they're just going to kill because it's survival of the fittest. Cliffjumper doesn't know what to think. We then get back to Earth, where the Autobots head back to their base, and they begin talking about what happened to Prime. He's like, I don't know, man. It's an old version of myself that just came out of nowhere. And then you can see it looks like they're getting ready to revive Trailblazer. Prime's like, welcome. And before he could finish, a huge explosion. I don't know if Trailblazer is gone. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know what's going on. But they look up and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Astral Train. And the Autobots are beat up, man. They don't really have a lot of fighters. A lot of them left. A lot of them have become full-time pacifists. So, like, it's just like they're in a mess. Astral Train comes down and crashes into Optimus Prime. And here we go. Starscream, in his weird form on a hiss tank, says, finally, he's got the Combaticons behind him. And he is zooming. Prime is standing there, and Starscream rolls right past him and says, we meet again. And Prime's like, what? I'm like, right here. I'm like, what? Starscream is just like, no, Prime, you're like the secondary target. I'm going after Soundwave, because Soundwave also tracked the Autobots back to their base. And Soundwave's like, Decepticons, we have hunted the Autobots, but instead we have found a most troublesome insect. And here we go. Starscream looks at Soundwave. He's like, we know what you're trying to do, Soundwave. And the Combaticons is like, leader Starscream, you have united us. You have healed our brothers instead of yourself. We will follow you to the end. Starscream's like, Combaticons merge into Bruticus. Look at this. There's Bruticus, another combiner. And he's standing over Soundwave. Oh, man. And this is the end. So are we going to have Bruticus just stomp out Soundwave? Is Starscream going to get his revenge? I don't know. But we have a full-blown Decepticon Civil War with the Autobots just standing around wondering what the heck is going on. I want you to check out all the different covers you could get with this issue. Of course, you know, I kind of like the Starscream one. I have way too many Starscream covers. As I keep saying, one day I'll just show them all off. But I even like the sketch cover, the blank ones. I love that because you could take them to your favorite artist and they could draw whatever they want. It's pretty awesome. But look at that cover D with Starscream. Oh, it's awesome. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Sorry, I've been a little late on these. I'm going to get back to them. I got to get caught up because the new season is coming out starting with issue number 25. I got 10 more to go to catch up. This is Jay. We'll catch you on the next one.